What is up, guys? Welcome back to the video. It's DatsSalah, and for this video we are going to be telling a story. It's gonna be a story time video. So for this video we're gonna be talking about my cooking experience. um, don't worry about the noise if you're asking why is it kind of noisy outside. And where I'm in the hospital. Okay, so let's go back to the topic. So, cooking experience. It all started when I was a hungry little kid. I am a very hungry little kid. Like, I will eat all the time. I will eat breakfast, lunch, dinner, midnight snack, brunch. You know, I would eat all the time, and my mom is the one who's responsible into cooking the foods that I want, right? And every time I see my mom cooks, as a hungry person, as a foodie, I would love to see the process on how does she make that delicious food that she makes every day. And um, there was a time when my mother was very tired. Like, I wouldn't even bother waking her up. Sometimes I would go to her room, to my parents' room, and then I would try to wake her up because, of course, I'm hungry. I don't know how to cook, and I'm afraid I'm using the stove. Maybe I will, if something bad will happen, maybe it would explode or something like that. So I saw my mom was like very tired. I guess she got tired from wiping the floor, doing chores, cooking food for us, washing the dishes, laundry, like that. Like, she looks exhausted. And then I went back in the living room and think that if only I could cook. If only I could cook. So I tried learning how to cook basic foods, instant noodles, and canned goods. So when my parents knows that we can handle it, he just needs to teach us like how to use the gas, like always turn off the gas when you cook. When you turn off the stove, make sure it's really off because maybe the gas is leaking, then something bad will happen. We're not using the knives, we're not using any utensils, any pan. No, we're using a pan, but we're not using any utensils, anything that's sharp, right? So we know already how to cook instant noodles and canned goods, and it's quite easy. So there was a time, it was afternoon. It was afternoon, and it was around 12 to 3 p.m. My show was not coming out in Disney Channel, Cartoon Network, Disney XD. Those were my top three channels that I would watch and for entertainment. So I would get a remote, lay down on the couch, press channel 1 to channel 999. So I keep on pressing and pressing and pressing, finding for something to entertain me until I came across Food Channel, or I don't know if it's Food Channel Fox, but there was a TV show that popped out, Master Chef Kids. And as I watch different backgrounds of different kids, uh, looking at their stories, and then I saw that, these kids, they're younger than me, and they're the same age as me. They can cook professionally, looks beautiful, looks delicious, and Gordon Ramsay is in there to judge their food. So, you know, I told to myself, if these kids can do it, then why can't I? So that is when it popped out in my mind an idea that, I should take an action and, try to do this. Try to use real ingredients. try to cook for my family so that I could help in the house, and my mom will have a helper. She won't be really tired cooking in the kitchen or washing the dishes because I'm in there. I'm gonna be her supporter, even though if I was young. So what I did is that every midnight I would get an old notebook that hasn't been used for a long time. Maybe there's a little bit of a lecture in there, a little bit of lesson. So I take that old notebook, I'll make it my recipe notebook. And then I will search in YouTube how to cook adobo, how to cook sinigang, how to cook menudo, chicken menudo, how to cook fish, how to cook sweet and sour, because when we went to a Chinese restaurant, sweet and sour is my favorite. Sweet and sour fish. No matter what fish it is, if it's a tilapia, if it's a bangus, or if it's a lapu-lapu, if it's sweet and sour and it's cooked right, that is gonna be my order. That's gonna be my thing. And sweet and sour chicken. I love sweet and sour chicken. It's delicious. So I practice cooking. I write the ingredients. I write the procedures, and then I put on the test. So while learning, I also do my experiments every midnight, because if I do it in the daylight, I know my mom and dad will stop me, because maybe my dad will think that I'm gonna be wasting food because I'm a kid. I don't know what I'm doing. I have no kitchen experience, and my mom is afraid of me touching knives because I have a bad history with blades. Bad things happen with my hands when I touch a blade. So they would stop me and my potential of being a chef or being a cook in the house would be over. So what I did is I practiced every midnight. There was a time that I was practicing how to cut the chicken because I saw an episode wherein a kid took one whole chicken in the fridge, master chef, and he cut it cleanly. And I watched the video in YouTube, like how to cut the chicken. It's so easy. Actually, you look at the lines. There's a lines in the fats, and you just follow the lines. You slice it. It will lead you to the joints, and it will make you can cut the drumstick easily. So it's quite easy, but I didn't know that you have to defrost the chicken. So that was my mistake. So I was afraid because I left a mark in the frozen chicken, and then I opened the frozen chicken. So what I did is that I was in a kind of little slight panic, like, oh no, somebody's walking in the hallway. I think it's my mom or my dad. So what I did is that I threw the chicken in the garbage. I felt bad because I was wasting food. I threw the chicken in the garbage, and then I hid it with another plastic so that it won't be noticeable. So later on, I went back to the video. I wonder, how did that kid slice one whole chicken so easily? So I rewatched the video wherein it teach you how to cut one whole chicken. So it turns out they said that you have to defrost it first. First, put it in a warm water or in a cool water or in the water, and then leave it for how many minutes so that the chicken will be soft. So when I put warm water, I left it like 5 minutes, like that, 5 minutes. It was so soft already. When I cut it, I was amazed that, wow, so clean. So that's how you do it, you defrost it. So now I have an idea that there's frozen food in the fridge, in the freezer. You pull it out, defrost it first before cooking. So the next thing I did is that I thought of an easy way. Like, what is an easy way to cook at the same time I use real ingredients, so that I could show my parents that I can handle the kitchen. I'm the man. So what I did is that I searched fried rice. Fried rice was my first dish that I made with real ingredients, not instant noodles with powders on it and not canned goods that you just make it warm. Because what I thought about cooking instant noodles and canned goods, I felt like it's not real cooking. That's my opinion about it. If you feel like it's cooking, then you can comment down below about it. But for me, I felt like it's not real cooking because canned goods, basically, it's already cooked. But what you're doing is you're making it warm, right? And instant noodles, just boiling it, and you're just adding flavors using the powders or the flavorings that's added in the package. So I wanted to use real ingredients. I wanted to learn how to use the knife. I wanted to, know the usage of the utensils. So what I did is that I searched how to cook Asian fried rice. So it popped out in YouTube, egg fried rice. So I tried to cook the egg fried rice. It says that you need soy sauce, oyster sauce, fried egg, um, onion grass. There's another name for an onion grass, but I just say onion grass because that's what I remember. And it has a lot of ingredients, salt as well. But the problem is that we don't have onion grass in our house. So I thought of another way. What can I substitute with an onion grass? I saw a lemongrass, and to be honest, I didn't know that it will blend well. I mean, it looks almost similar, but the scent is different. You know, I know the scent of an onion grass because when we were in school, before in our old school in Saudi, there was a canteen and there was a Filipino who is selling fried rice as well. And I remembered the scent of it, the scent of the onion grass. And then he added like garlic flakes. When I tasted that fried rice, it's delicious. I was like, oh, I want to recall this fried rice. Like, there's something missing in here. This onion grass is missing, and the garlic flakes that they added on so that it has the flavor, that scent, the aroma. So we don't have that one in our house. So what I did is I substituted with onion grass. And then when I cooked it, I also added garlic, fried garlic, and then I added onion grass. So when I'm done cooking the dish, I smelled it. It smells different, but the scent and the zest of the lemongrass somewhat blends in with my garlic fried rice. So when I tasted it, it's like, oh no, I didn't expect it. It tastes delicious. I didn't expect that it tastes delicious. So this is my first success. And then I was so happy because I loved it. I loved it for the first time. All of my mistakes. I didn't know how to use a knife. I didn't know how to cut a chicken. I didn't know how to slice or mince. I didn't know how to use ingredients. I was so happy that there was a success and there was a progress. So I waited until morning because I started in midnight until 3 a.m. And then when it was 5, my mom was like waking up. I was like sitting, acting all cool, even if I don't have any sleep. I was watching TV, and I said, "Homie, look what I put in the table." It was covered in a bowl, and it has a lot of rice. So I said, "Taste it, taste it." So my mom liked my cooking, and she asked, "Who cooked it?" I said, "I did. I cooked it." And they were shocked. And then she let it try to my father, and my father likes my cooking. I was so happy. Like, for the first time, there's a progress. My mom and dad likes my cooking, and that is when it, it upgraded. Like, I gotta move on to the next level. I want to cook barbecue on pan, electric barbecue stove, and then I want to learn how to cook, adobo, menudo, how to substitute ingredients when there's missing ingredients, how to be creative with your cooking. I wanted to learn how to cook the foods that, you use real meat, you use real vegetables, real ingredients. And then there was a time when we went to a bookstore. It's not really a bookstore. Back then in Saudi, it's called Jarir Bookstore. So when you go to a Jarir bookstore, it's not your typical bookstore where they sell books. No, they also sell um, bags, books, some electronics like laptops, PlayStation, video games, right? That's why when we go to Jaber bookstore, I don't mind because it's not a boring place. It's not all about books. It's very broad, very wide. So kids also likes to play with the testing the Wii, PlayStation or Xbox. So when we went in there, I asked my mom to buy me a cookbook, a small cookbook, and then she agreed with it. So there are some ingredients in there that we don't have, but it gives me an idea of how does different food from around the world and different dishes being served looks like, right? So I read it, and I wanted to try it, but we don't have the ingredients. So what I do is I go back to YouTube, find for Filipino dishes that I could cook, recreate, and maybe add some twist to it, and move on to different dishes from different countries if I could, or if I'm able to cook it. So that is my cooking journey. Uh, I know it's a long story, but yeah, I felt like the first time I did it, I felt kind of discouraged, but with trial and errors, once you get it right, once you successfully execute it, it feels so good that all of those trial and errors paid off, and it makes me wanna move on to the next level, even though if I know it's going to be hard. So that's my cooking experience, cooking story. So hope you guys enjoy the video. If you like this type of content wherein I tell stories about my experience in life that can be relatable to you, relatable to me, comment down below, like, and also hit the subscribe button, ring the notification bell for new videos. With that said, thanks guys for watching, and bye.